David Day, Vicksburg Daily News, here with Warren County Emergency Management Director John Elfer. Director Elfer, we had an incident yesterday at Walmart that was reported as an active shooter, turned out to not be an active shooter. And I know you're not involved in that investigation at all, but in the years of working with you, we've learned that you have a unique background in active shooter training. You actually trained law enforcement people. But if a civilian were at Walmart yesterday, what's the best thing they can do in an active shooter situation? Not that there was one yesterday, but I'm saying if that situation were to occur.
Yeah, so great question. So active shooters, they are people that are trying to kill as many people as they can. Luckily, yesterday that wasn't the case. But in general, if someone were to find themselves in an active shooter situation, we have three options. You can run, you can hide, or you can fight. We encourage people to get as far away from the shooter as possible. You do need to have an escape plan, so we encourage people when you go into a facility, especially if you're not familiar with it, identify some exits, identify some options. One exit may be blocked, you may have to go to plan B. If you can escape or run, we encourage you to get into a hide location. A hide location can be an office room, it can be a closet, it can be a bathroom. It's somewhere out of the active shooter's view where ideally it has an escape route and you can lock the door, secure the door, barricade the door. If that is not an option, if you can't run and get away, if you can't hide, then we encourage people to fight back. Don't be a victim. Don't lay there and be executed. Might you be injured? It's very likely you could be injured, but if you work as a group, if you have a group of people, oftentimes we've seen where a group can take down someone that is trying to do harm to somebody. It doesn't have to be a shooting, it could be a stabbing, it could be someone using another kind of weapon, but don't just give up. We want everybody's life has value, and nobody would want to see anybody injured or killed when they could have prevented it.
So if I'm a gun owner, I've trained myself with my gun, is that the situation?
That is situationally dependent. I'm not going to say do that. I'm not going to say not to, but it can go both ways. It can help the situation and solve it, or it can make it much, much worse, especially if the person is not trained and they don't have the right equipment. So if somebody decides they're going to get armed, I would encourage that they take a course, have good equipment, and use good common sense and good judgment.
So run, hide, fight is still the best advice on this one.
Absolutely.
This was a scary situation. Thank goodness it turned out the way it did. And John, thank you so much. And just for a few quick seconds, you used to teach this course to law enforcement.
Oh, absolutely. I was the first active shooter instructor in the state of Mississippi with the ALERT program. That was a great program where we could actually do scenarios with simunition guns, and we trained a lot of people and saved a lot of lives.
John Elfer, thank you so much for what you do. For the Vicksburg Daily News, David Day reporting.